live from the CONK84 YouTube channel, it's time to Ask the CONK! Hello, Timber Army! It is I, your friendly neighborhood Mario hat-wearing reactor, the CONK! Yeah, thank you! And I am very proud to say, welcome one and all to the very first Q&A vid, where all of you in the Timber Army out there get to know me a little better through a lot of questions. Oh yeah, have I waited for a long time for this video to come. And well, let's just say it's been a kind of a roller coaster for my Q&A. In fact, it dates all the way back to my very first announcement video I made all the way back in 2021. I know, it's been a long time, and back then I wasn't, the CONK I was today. But still, welcome all to the Q&A. I hope you all enjoy it, and well, just have some fun, because all of you out there in the Timber Army get a chance to ask me some questions and get to know me. So, for some of you that have commented on my Q&A post, thank you for keeping this Q&A alive. And here's to more Q&As in the future, alright? So without further ado, how about we get started already? And if you enjoy, hit like, clap it at the subscribe button. I'm always searching for new Timber Army members, and comment your questions down below for the next Q&A. So, without further ado, let's get to it. First question! Baby Rosalina Loves Roblox and K-pop asks, what are your top 5 Sonic games? First of all, I love the Sonic face you made. Very creative. Second of all, for my top 5 Sonic games, I'd say, well, for all of you that need to know me better, I grew up on the modern Sonic games rather than the classic Sonic games, and before you all start judging me, I did play a few classic Sonic games on the mobile apps. I played Sonic 1 and 2, but I never really got far. Because, well, I was a Sonic veteran back then. I had a lot to learn. Speaking of which, how about we get to it? So my number 5 pick would be Sonic Unleashed for the Nintendo Wii. Now, growing up, I played a lot of Wii. A little bit of Mario, and a little bit of everything else in between. But Sonic, well, like I said, I was a Sonic veteran back then. I still had a lot to learn about Sonic games, since I was I was a beginner. So for Sonic Unleashed on the Wii, it's not really my favorite. Not to say I hate it, but, well, the daytime and nighttime stages are fun nonetheless, but the nighttime stages leave a little bit to be desired. Sure, punching stuff as the Werehog is fun, but you got all the weird platforming, all the weird Sonic Werehog screams. And of course, well, I didn't really complete it. You know why? Because of Eggman Land. You know, the Xbox 360 versions and the Wii versions are both hard on their own, but the time attack on Eggman Land was 2 minutes. I mean, sure, some people can get through Eggman Land in about 2 minutes or less, but for me, I gave up. I just gave up completely after the Eggman Land time attack challenge. It just wasn't for me, alright? Plus, all the controls were very annoying, so yeah, that's why Sonic Unleashed was my thumbs down least favorite. Now we move on to the other ones. Number 4 being Sonic X Shadow Generations. Finally getting to play through Sonic Generations was a blast! I enjoyed speedrunning the modern stages, and although the classic stages were, kinda hard, the challenges were a very good change of pace, and the bosses were so fun! And then we get to the Shadow Generations portion. And believe me, it was awesome! It's like placing Shadow in Sonic Frontiers, giving him a very good moveset, and plus, you can become a squid. Or, as I like to nickname him, the Edge Squid. Yeah, I called the Doomorph the Edge Squid. Why? Because Shadow's the Edgelord. It kind of fits him. It kind of fits him. Plus, I tried to avoid as many Shadow Generation spoilers as possible before I played the game, so yeah, it was fun. Very, very fun. Then we get to number 3, Sonic Colors for the Nintendo Wii. Now this was childhood here. All the levels were fun to look at. The aesthetics were great. The bosses were fun. Not to mention the music was bop to listen to. My two favorite levels being Starlight Carnival and Asteroid Coaster. Obviously the best two of the bunch. Plus, oh, come on, you just gotta love Sonic's very, very sarcastic lines like, "No copyright law in the universe is gonna stop me!" Both fun, funny, and exhilarating all in the same time. What a great Sonic Wii game. Number 2, being Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast. Now this was my very first Sonic game, because back then, when I was little, I still had a lot to learn. As a little matter of fact, the Sega Dreamcast was my very first console that got me into gaming. I know! Very, very weird, huh? But still, lots of fun and very nostalgic for me. So, Sonic Adventure is basically all these different Sonic characters who play in different ways. Sonic's get to the goal, Tails is racing Sonic to the goal, Knuckles is finding Master Emerald shards, Amy's getting away from a giant robot, Big is fishing, and E102 Gamma is blasting stuff and getting extra time. And to be honest, well, Sonic Adventure was a blast to go through. All the levels, all the hub worlds, and all the great things you can do with each character. No wonder I put this on my number 2. It was always a plus for me whenever I got into my Sega Dreamcast. Plus, I actually completed it when I was little. Yeah, no kidding. When I was just a little CONK, I took down Perfect Chaos and beat the entirety of Sonic Adventure. I know, like playing a Sonic game as a little guy is one thing, but beating a Sonic game as a little guy? Well, that's a crowning achievement right there. And it will never be taken down, alongside all the fishing for Froggy. Thanks, Big! And then for my number 1 top Sonic game, it actually is a tie between 2, being Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 was another Sega Dreamcast game I played, but didn't completely complete, I'd say. But some of the levels were fun. Sonic and Shadow were speed levels, Tails and Eggman were blow it up levels, and Knuckles and Rouge were treasure hunting levels, which were basically hard because of the awful radar system. Yeah, awful radar system. You can only find one emerald at a time. I'd rather stick to Sonic Adventure's radar, Sega! But besides that, Sonic Adventure 2, very fun game to get through. Bosses, exhilarating. Levels, so fun, even though I mostly got E ranks most of the time. Like I said, Sonic Veteran. But then we get to the final story, Cannon's Core. This level really tore Little CONK apart. Why? Because it's split up into different sections. Tails, Eggman, Rouge, Knuckles, and Sonic all get their chance to shine in this level. And you see, well, Knuckles has this underwater section where you go into underwater stuff to hit a switch. The thing is, this is a Sonic game, so you're basically going to drown at any second. But for Knuckles, that's no problem, but with the air necklace, which is located in Aquatic Mine. But here's an interesting story for all of you. When I entered Cannon's Core, Knuckles didn't have the air necklace equipped, which is kind of strange since I already... Yeah, it was kind of strange. Since I think I got it all the way from Aquatic Mine. So here's what I had to do. I had to exit Cannon's Core, head to the stage select screen, go back into Aquatic Mine, hit the switch, go down through that underwater section, grab the air necklace, go back through that underwater section, grab all 3 emeralds all over again, while at the same time getting a very, very bad E, D, or C rank, and then head back to Cannon's Core, go through Tails, Eggman, and Rouge's sections all over again, go through Knuckles section, finally complete Knuckles section, get through Sonic section, and finally win the level. And well, I got an E rank. And I didn't care if I got an E rank, because, well, since this level broke me so much, I never wanted to do it again. But it doesn't stop there, oh no. The reason I didn't beat Sonic Adventure 2 was because of the BioLizard. And before you face off against the final boss of the game, you have to beat the BioLizard as Shadow. Sounds easy, right? Not for the CONK. You see, well, you play as Shadow for one thing, but it's just, well, there's lots of hazards that can instantly kill you in an instant. Like the BioLizard, like racing towards you. But if you go too slow, then it'll chomp you up. But if you go too fast, you'll get hit by his tail, and you'll automatically go into the back of him, automatically killing you. And now you know why this boss broke Little CONK more than Cannon's Core. Because of this boss right here. I mean, sure, jumping over and somersaulting over his energy balls is not too bad. But then we get to the egg part where you have to home attack all the little egg orbs to hit his top. And once you get to the final hit, you hover. You float around trying to get to the button without getting hit by the floating eggs. And guess what? I was on the very last hit. I only had to hit him one more time and I would have beaten him. But then, spoiler alert, an egg hit me, and I died. And that was the end of my Sonic Adventure 2 gameplay. I never completed it ever since. But then I got my revenge in beating him in Sonic X Shadow Generation, so thanks a lot, BioLizard! And then we get to my other #1 top pick, Sonic Frontiers. I have never enjoyed a better Sonic game than Frontiers. It was open world. There were lots of different things to do, lots of different enemies to keep you busy. Cyberspace levels were very fun to complete. Plus, running around the islands is such a joy. Plus, fishing for Big is actually great too, where you can actually get every single item in the game. I know, Big's broken, but the best part about Sonic Frontiers? The bosses. I mean, you're playing as Super Sonic, right? But instead of facing down a robot or Eggman like you usually would, you beat up giant Titans! Yep, Titans are bosses. You beat up Titans as Super Sonic with all those great techniques you've learned, and heavy metal music is blasting in the background while you play. What could be more exhilarating than that? And I even played through the Final Horizon DLC. I love playing as Amy, Knuckles, and Tails, and I like how each Sonic character has their own moveset. Oh wow, upgrading through all the seeds and adventuring and fetch quests, well, just play it for yourselves. You can have a lot of fun with this game. Plus, where else can you find Super Sonic beating up a Titan, a giant boss, while heavy metal music is blasting in your eardrums all throughout your playthrough of the boss? I mean, that's how you know that this game is not only very good with lore, but it is also very good with gameplay itself. Sega, please stick to this idea in the future. Please don't try to change the subject. I mean, come on. Come on! See, that's why Sonic Frontiers is tied with Sonic Adventure 2 for #1. They both have blasting music, they have very good bosses, very good musical scores, very great levels, and most of all, very, 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 very great fun to play through. So fun. Anyway, next question. Thomas's Media Corner 2001 asks, what are your top 5 favorite YTP reactions that you've done on your YouTube channel so far? An interesting question, Thomas. There are a lot of different YTPs I've reacted to, but I'd say the top 5 for me is either from Quistoff, Wild YouTube Poop Dude, or Aiden Nestor Extras. I mean, number 5 and 4 has gotta be like maybe Moo Inc. or the Fox and the Hound YTP I reacted to, but number 3 has gotta be like Captain Hairy Armpits, the Wild YouTube Poop Dude, Captain Underpants YTP I reacted to. And strangely enough, my number 2 is my King Kelder 84 YTP from Liechtenstein Ball 37. I finally got YTP'd, and I loved it from start to finish. And then my number 1 top pick has gotta be Mickey, Donald, and Goofy the Three Doofuses. All throughout all the YTPs I've reacted to, this one stands out from all of them, 24/7. Why? Because of Captain Pete. And you can't go wrong with the scream. And here it comes. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Yep, that Pete scream alone is why I love the Three Doofuses YTP so much. And it's in my number 1 top spot. Here's to more great YTP reactions in the future. And more of the screams. Ah! This last question comes from Cloud Tree. And she asks, do you hope that you could voice someone's project? I saw your dubs, and you do a good job. Aw, thank you, Cloud Treat! It's very nice that you're enjoying my dubs. Yeah, I know my dubs really don't get a lot of views, but any kind of view or like will do for the dubs, since they don't get a lot of love as some of my other series. Looking at you, triple feature DVD openings, always stealing the spotlight. But still, I'm glad you enjoy my dubs. And to answer your question, yes, I would love to voice someone else's project. I've got the voice for it, and it's a very, very great voice. I can be dramatic, I can also be cheery, or evil. or maybe just plain normal. But still, I would love to voice someone else's project. I've seen a lot of YouTubers out there do a lot of great dubs and a lot of great voice projects out there. So if anyone out there wants me to do a dub or a voice thing of any kind, I'd be happy to oblige, because I'm a voice actor, or a voice actor to be. You see, like, I just love voice acting. It's just something I'm so compassionate about. I do it every single day. And somehow, I feel like I'm always getting better at them. And with great practice, I can make greater dubs in the future. And, come on, you Timber Army members out there seem to enjoy my dubs, so I might have more. But that might have to wait, since I'm still working on a few of my Tech Romancer dubs. But still, thanks for the question, Cloud Treed. And I really hope you enjoy my other dubs in the future. And I hear you want to do voice acting as well. So, go for it! I'd be happy to see you do some voice acting, Cloud Treat. So, if you want to do some voice acting, then by all means, go ahead! Start somewhere and then work off from it. I'm sure you'll do great. And that's your little CONK compliment from me. You even get a thumbs up. Thanks for the question, Cloud Treat. Well, my friends, that is all for now. Yeah, I know this Q&A was kinda short, but hey, we're just getting started here. There might be more Q&As in the future, and it's all gonna be up to you guys. So, comment on this video right now if you have some questions for future Q&As. I would love to answer them. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this Q&A, hit like, love it out there, subscribe button, do all of the things, because you Timber Army members are amazing, and always will be. I always say that because it is true. Out of every single video I've ever done, you guys always supported me through thick and thin, and I love it. Oh, thank you, Timber Army. Anyway, with that said, subscribe, like, do all the things, comment your questions for the next Q&A or future Q&As in the future. And I'll see you on the next one. This is King Kelder 84 signing off. Thank you for keeping this Q&A alive, and I'll see you all in the next vid.